All right, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DPL. We're back to our regularly scheduled DPL content now, coming back with the DPL season, but we got an exciting first game here today. I'm Zombie Bacon. I am here with Baha. How are you doing, Baha?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to call some DPL action. I'm excited to see what kind of game we have. Both teams are extremely experienced, well known for their technical prowess in this game. And let's see what they do here.
Absolutely. And also, speaking of that experience, these are both of the teams that went into a double overtime during the DreamHack Open semifinals. That double overtime that pushed us over 5 hours, 4 hours of game time due to some decisions being made in terms of calls. But now we're back for DPL and we get to see them face off again in a best of two. And this is frankly probably going to be the most exciting best of two of the entire weekend. Two major teams both in the first and second spots going at it. And now we're loading into the first map here, Breaking Exile. Pretty standard map we've seen before. Again, you know, we've had this for a while, but we know the window's up here above servers, but as well, if you stand on top of the roof for roof access, you can actually shoot down into those servers. I have died too many times to that, and many more than I would like to admit. Very exciting and dynamic first round we're going to get into here. We do see marbles with the mop. That is going to cause a lot of trouble for Mazer, who are looking to want to go for either a fan or a red door push as they've drawn out. But I'm sure, knowing Mazer, it's going to be a split push.
And we are underway here on Factory as they're trying to look for a push into storage. Def with that Saber, definitely looking for an opening there. But we have a push on the dock as well. They have that door charge over there. But they're going onto the roof, I think. I don't know how this map works, but they're on the roof, and they're looking for an entryway. Let's see what they do here. Definitely looking for a shot into those windows.
Yep.
And Def takes out a Daxi, making their way into docks. Kike looking for the shot, throws out the Molotov. Flash is going out as well. Kike's gonna have to retreat. Trying to look for a push in the fan. They make their way in, down in the servers. Mace takes down Smith. Smith takes down Stars. And we are off with a bang as there are two Fierce members remaining. Def takes out Smith. Diagre takes down Def. There's just so much going on here. Now there's one left for Fierce, Roadrunner, and Mace trying to look for a way to capitalize. Flash is out. Will they get it here? Approaching Diagre and Mazer will take this first round. God, I can't talk today.
Oh, it's a lot happening. It's very exciting here. Well, now I just want to talk about quickly what actually happened there. Is Mazer's done this a lot of times. You can actually shoot out the fan from this roof access, so you don't need a charge for it. So there, Mazer only wasted one charge getting in through that red door over by Doc, which is, I mean, incredibly dynamic play and just is reflective of how much these guys do play. I always see them scrimming, and I mean, they're a top team. Mace picking up the clacker again, good call. Taking the Saber. I mean, that was a round, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And you gotta know, with two competitors like this is like a sparring session between Prime Mike Tyson and Conor McGregor. Just two vets going at it. They know each other. Two of the greats in this league going at it. Man, I gotta air that
Absolutely.
out.
Well, I think I do think that Conor McGregor Mike Tyson is actually a very important comparison, because as we know, Conor McGregor not the strongest boxer. He is a very strong grappler. His hits aren't quite there, and I think that's what we see here. Fierce, very, very fortunate to be starting on the defender side, because they are, in my experience with the team, and also just I believe from their statistics, they're much stronger on that attacker. But Mazer has almost a 75% attacker round win rate, which is hard to contest at all. This is going to be a one-sided match, but it can go either way. It just depends on who's here, who's awake, who's feeling themselves this Saturday afternoon here on the East Coast. Now, Baha, have you seen this map before?
I have not. I haven't played the game in a couple months.
It's understandable. I don't blame you with the way it is. Gunplay 2.0 coming out. Hopefully, will bring you back. But I do want to point out this lumberyard here, the lumberyard bomb. Very, very fun thing in my opinion, because these fences in this southwest corner actually that's breachable with the wall charge, which we know Mazer has, but they have to play the economy game. They don't know what they wanted. They don't know what the next map looks like. All they know is it's C-Store, and we all know that C-Store is pretty much a given wall charge almost for most people and most teams. So as we see Fierce here drawing out, being worried about that as well, but it doesn't look like that's what Mazer wants to do, playing the economy game, looking for a northern red door backstage, pushing into lockers, cutting the map in half, taking control of that northeast side, and really wanting to push Fierce down into these corners, these south corners where they don't want to be. Because the reason that's such a big deal is because this lumberyard office to lumberyard door is very exposed, no cover at all, versus this northern door, which gets you into lumberyard and gives you a pretty decent amount of cover, all things considered. Fierce here looking for the win. Stars with the AK, the KR, pardon me. Marbles with the Ingmar. Very strong choices here. And as they're playing more towards where Mazer's wanting to push them, they're going to need Mazer to be wasting their utility here as Mace tries to get into lockers.
Door charge goes off, and they're making their way into backstage. Marvel's looking to rotate back with that, just placing the barbed wire real quick. And now, they got that coverage on that door into lumberyard. They got the two defenders with their sights set on that door. But now Def looking to peek with that saber. Takes down Marbles. Kite looking for the refrag. He's going to go down. Kite goes down as well. And now Def looking for his way in. Frag goes out on the door. I don't know what that was about. Maybe clear that barbed wire.
Most likely.
But now, they throw the barbed wire. Def gets fried. And now Mace trying to look for Smith trying to exchange shots with Stars. We are at a standstill, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone trying to look for the slightest bit of daylight to land that shot and make their way in. Marvel's Diagre goes down, and now there's a 4-stack on that door. Adapty, the only one left on objective, gets tagged by that UAV for a second, but now they're making their way on. Takes shots on Mace, takes down Mace, and now Roadrunner looking to pick up. Daxi takes on Roadrunner, double kill, and now America stuck in that barbed wire looking to pick off a Daxi. And now Smith trying to make his way in. Omerta shot down Daxi, tags him a little bit. And now Stars takes down Omerta. Smith's the last one remaining, takes down Daxi. Stars last one remaining it is a 1v1 here on the site. Can he get it here? Stars takes down Smith. And this second round will go to Fierce.
Yeah, great round there from Fierce. I mean, it was rough in the beginning for them, but a Daxi there with an amazing clutch up for his team, equalizing it, and then Stars finishing it off, making that extra 50 health on Smith not matter at all with that KR punching through that armor and extra health. Doing an amazing job there. Great weapon choices. They had the confidence that they were going to win that round, and they did.
And the numbers game really coming into play there, as you were constantly seeing defenders were dropping, attackers were dropping. You never really knew who had the advantage. And that's a recurring theme throughout these two. Once you see a competitor's this skilled, you can never tell who has the upper hand.
Absolutely, and even to go further with that, it's amazing. Both of these teams, it was looking very dire there for Fierce, but able to find those picks that they needed, able to do everything they needed. So now this Mazer here, very happy they saved that wall charge. Look at this C-Store. Now this is very interesting. Normally we only see one door in a teller. Now we have two. A very interesting W shape here into this teller will make this a very dynamic place to play around, along with a teller hole straight onto bomb, which you can see through back from arcade, which will make this very dangerous for Mazer. They're going to want to fight for that teller control. They could possibly long finger the bomb from the side. I would be surprised if that happens, but teller is going to be a huge piece of real estate that Mazer is going to want to hold. Although Mazer has the wall charge, looking to actually go for the green entry right now into that office, dropping in through Skylight like a SWAT team from the 90s, and possibly pushing out from fridges. But Fierce here, very, very cautious of storefront itself. Barbing very conservatively, but Mazer going to have a hard time with that double barb into arcade and fridges. This is going to be dangerous for them. These long bits of cover here, high and very bullet resistant. I believe it might be thick at very least. Going to be very dangerous for them to play around, looking for these angles that they're going to need to take. And oh, that's going to be even worse. Kaiku there with the auto shotty sitting outside of fridge is going to make Mazer have a bad day.
And everyone's setting up well as they're looking for that push into office. You know, Stars, I think they're definitely ready for that push into Skylight. And when they drop down, they got a world of hurt coming as Kike is right there with that auto shotty. Now 3 on there, definitely. And if all else fails, they can just go for that push on the red door. And I think they're prepped for that, but no, they make the push on the wall charge. Frag goes out, and nobody home. Molly goes out on storefront, and now they're trying to look for an opening here as they bring out shots for the red door. I don't think that's gonna do it. But now they make their way in. Roadrunner manages to dodge the Kite goes down. Roadrunner manages to dodge to Molly. Adaxi stuck in that tower. Let's see if he'll do anything here. Blows open the tower door. Roadrunner confronting Adaxi. Roadrunner takes down Daxi, and now they have cleared out objective as Mace gets dropped, and now they're looking to rotate, trying to make it back in time. Stars taking the long way around, and now Diagra right there on that tower. Let's see what he does here. Roadrunner takes out Diagra, and now Stars stationed right there on that tower hole, as you said. Just looking for anybody to slip up. He takes down Roadrunner. Marbles takes down Smith. Omerta, the last one remaining for Mazer. And now he's stuck between two fire. And Marbles will take down Omerta with that saber, and Defenders will take this 3rd round.
Man, Fierce here showing out very strongly on defense, not letting Mazer have too much. I mean, Marbles on that saber is really what did it for Fierce here. And I mean, man, gotta love the TK Molly. I mean, come on.
I didn't even realize that. My bad.
Well, no, that's due process tradition, my friend. You win the round 3. You kill yourself. I mean, that's just how it is. I don't know why that's the way it is, but you know what? I'm not one to ask questions about something as important as that.
The patented Fierce sacrifice ritual. Let's go, baby.
It's not even just Fierce, it's everyone. It belongs to the due process community. It is ours, damn it. And now, Mazer here, hoping to take these rounds on Fierce, exploiting the attack. Now, I'm going to be very interested to see if Fierce is going to want to go for the same sort of fan play that Mazer had with shooting out that fan rather than using a charge. Again, on this map in particular, going green is actually a very viable option, and Fierce drawing that out, putting a 3-2 split, it looks like. Very, very smart from Fierce, and generally what we see Fierce doing, Fierce and Mazer, we see them split push all the time. It's almost it's not a Fierce or Mazer game if they don't split push at least like 3 rounds. So looking to secure the storage, what gives them not only these longer angles onto generator, but also will help their entry team here, the 2 of them that will be going through dock as well, calling out a nade or something through the window to clear off the member of Mazer who will be hiding on those stairs, watching that inner dock angle from red door up just a little high. Now, we definitely see a difference here in the teams. Mazer not drawing that much. Fierce drawing out so much. Calling out barbs even for the defenders, which might not be there. At least it doesn't look that way right now. We do see the saber coming out on Fierce, doing work for them last round. They want to have it do work again. And the mop going for a deadly angle on fan, watching this roof access, really peeking all the way out here past that dumpster, trying to get a early pick with death. Man, this is going to be exciting with...
I don't know what that's about, but they're definitely trying to gather themselves here as they throw those... What's going on?
What they're doing now is right now with hit sounds, they're looking for information. They're not necessarily looking for kills or anything. They're looking for those hit sounds to be like, oh, I just hit 3 guys. I just hit a guy outside of red door dock. We know they're down there. Omerta, like, okay, I'm shooting through this red door, spamming it, looking for those hit sounds. Not maybe some damage, but really information is much more important, particularly in due process right now.
Definitely a smart strategy as they place that door charge and make their way in. Roadrunner right there with that Igmar. Shots right now from Mace on the Fierce. Molly goes out on those stairs. I don't think that's going to do anything, but now they're definitely looking for the smallest bit of daylight to ring those shots out and get some picks. But now they throw the flash long, throw the smoke long. Perfect positioning as they make their way through that smoke. Diagra goes down. Marbles takes down Death. And they are just trading kills left and right as that Molly goes out on generator. And now, just definitely taking their time. Daxi goes down. And now Kike Kite next in line to approach Mazer. Kite goes down.
Mace.
And now Marbles rings out shot, takes down Mace. Marbles with that saber. Let's see what he does here. And now Roadrunner positioned right there to take those shots on the Marbles if he tries to approach him. We are at a standstill as they're trying to put their minds together. 30 seconds on the clock. See what they do here.
Yeah, great setup for Mazer. They're watching the top of generator. Omerta watching it long. Roadrunner watching the red door close. And it looks like...
Do they have enough time to rotate? I think they're going to surrender.
No, but what they are doing is saving that clacker and saving Marbles' saber. Very smart call, in my opinion, from Fierce. They conceded the round is lost. They are also low. Stars is very low, and Marbles at least at 100 health. So they don't want to push this. Omerta picking up that mop. Smith looking for some utility here, picking up a flare, but not finding anything else, unfortunately. And Mazer takes that round.
Smart decision making by Fierce, all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered, I mean, Fierce, again, playing the economy. And I understand some people were like, well, it's only a 2v3. Why aren't they pushing? You know, they made the decision. This is the first map. They don't want to lose that clacker. They know the maps that are coming up, and they know for sure that they want those charges. So being able to use a charge every round is very, very valuable, particularly when you're going into maps like these that are defender-sided, that they know they won in spectacular fashion against Mazer, and obviously are wanting to play that economy a little bit more rather than playing those gunfights that they were winning as defenders. Now we're back onto this kill house here. Gonna be interesting to see what Fierce does. Now I do want to remember they did mark out that wall charge play into Lumberyard through the fence. I don't think that's what they're going to do. They're drawing out here a red door through kitchen into office and into Lumberyard, but fence is not bulletproof any longer. So I'm assuming, I'm going to take the wild guess that Marbles will be taking that saber out again, playing this outside angle here in Lumberyard, playing for those picks and supporting his team's entry into Lumberyard. As we see Mazer wanting to play two people. If they play this smart, they're going to be very well hidden, and Marbles will not be able to get the support that he wants to on top of his teammates entering into Lumberyard. Now, we see Fierce, very elaborate plans here, clearing everything marked, everything done, even, of course, and someone going kitchen to watch the flank as well. But wall bang possibly drawn out in hallway. Now this hallway, what is interesting here is because of, generally we do see props put here to break up the hallway and it's straight sort of straight shot as we see, but here is a little different. So we do have these bunkers here that you can play around, but still generally a pretty straight shot down. And man, this is going to be exciting. Death with that mop playing outside a green door, looking for an early pick, and Smith with that auto shot. He's going to be devastating, but Fierce not going to the north, not going to give them any chance to use those weapons as they head towards their red door.
Definitely, you know, I would think that this is a very risky play because of all those caverns in office, but there is no contention if they try to push in there. So let's see what they do here. Door charge is applied. I don't think they realize they're over there. I think Omerta might have the slightest suspicion as he head towards red door. And just definitely playing the long game. They definitely got the time to do it. As the door charge goes off, raining out the shots for the wall. Nothing just yet. Smoke goes out on the lockers. And you see, they're definitely trying to play the long game here. As Smith and Def realize what's going on and rotate back towards kitchen. Flash goes out and they make their way in. Diagra and Adapti making their way in. Kike and Stars make their way into office. Definitely trying to clear out those caverns. But now they're definitely cabinets, I mean. And now Lumberyard, this is going to be the big challenge. Will they be able to contest with the long-range weaponry of defense? As Marble sits there with that shot, takes out shots on the Roadrunner, tags him a little bit. Dafty bringing out shots as well, nobody home. It's Smith right there with that auto shotty in case they try to push into that hallway. Let's see what they do here. Dafty bringing out shots again. Dafty goes down. Marbles throws out a flash and they make their way in. Now realize there's so many defenders over there. Omerta takes down Marbles. Flash goes out as well. They're making their way out on an objective. Diagra takes on Mace. Marbles are down. Kite goes down as well. And now Diagra with nowhere to go. Last one remaining. Defenders will take him down. And Mazer is up 3-2.
Mazer here playing that very well. Omerta keeping his cool, finding a pick on marbles, but nothing more. And unfortunate for Mazer, I don't know if they're going to find the nade that Fierce brought that they didn't use. That could be devastating, and they don't find it. But Smith with that auto shot, he coming up behind Fierce and wrecking their chance of winning this game. Fierce taking it very slow, but wasting a lot of utility. They only had 2 flashes to push into that lumberyard, but generally everywhere they called out to expect someone to be, very rational and normally expected, particularly that flash in, met with no utility though. So wasting 2 of their 4 flashes there because they want to take flash heavy here on C-Store. But with that, very, very unfortunate end for them. And Mazer here looking to go 4-2. Now, again, very, very smart call from Fierce to call back to that factory round. Keeping that clacker was incredibly important. Now, Fierce here looking for a very bold play, wall charging in close, and then I'm assuming shotgunning open that red door with a member of them tasked with watching this long angle, but won't be able to see in the freezer. Not going to be able to quite see that. Freezer really sort of split up interestingly here. Normally we don't see that. Or at least we weren't seeing that for a while. Generally, this would be just a full stretch of freezer, but this gives us a little of comfort here. Not so much for Fierce, but definitely for Mazer. Now, very, very dynamic play, wanting to go for the good old-fashioned Ooga Booga through storefront, calling out all the angles. Mazer only barbing fridges, it looks like, and not really that surprising. But no one cares about that. Only thing everyone cares about is DDR, and we have a plethora of DDR machines here. Now, what is fantastic about these is you do have the double DDR. You can play with your friend if you have it. I don't have friends, so I can't do that, so I'd probably be over in the corner here. But honestly, great choice there. Smith spawning on the DDR machine because he is a man of taste, of elegance, and just pure mystery. So as we see, doing a little bit of DDR machine there. Death with the KR are going to be devastating, and Roadrunner, who has already been doing so much work with that Ingmar, bringing it out here into Freezer. This is going to be scary as Fierce makes their way towards their charges.
100% as they drop down from that roof onto Red Door. Definitely looking for the quick way around there. But I think they realize how much of a death trap office is with those 2 barbed wires applied over there. But definitely looking for that push onto Red Door. Wall charge goes out, and that Def caught right in the crosshairs. Let's see what he does here. And not a lot that offense can do right now with how stacked up they are on storefront.
Mace dodging bullets like Neo from marbles there.
And we are at a standstill waiting for that daylight. But let's see here. Omerta could be looking for a peek. Starts with that AR. They push their way in. 3 flashes. Flashes going out everywhere. Def goes out. Kite gets burned to a crisp. And now Adapty looking for that push into Stellars with Omerta right there with that Gruber. Red Door is blasted open. Marbles has that angle. Let's see what they do here. Flash goes out across the way. Roadrunner gets tagged a little bit. Stars raining down shots on there. Diagre trying to make his way in. Daxi takes down Omerta and Teller. Roadrunner goes down as well. Mace and Smith, the last ones remaining for Mazer. Adapty could be looking to cut him off here. Throws the flash onto Mace. Mace is doing shots with Adapty. Mace takes down Adapty. Diagre making his way in. Takes down Mace. And now Smith with that auto shot. He go last line of defense. See what he does here. Got that Teller hole right there. Could be looking for an angle onto that. I think they realize that's what he's going to do. And now Smith between a rock and a hard place here as he makes his way out. Throws a molly after that door. Will it be enough? Takes that shot. Smith gets caught in the crossfire. And this round will go to Fierce.
Very aggressive play there from Fierce when they did finally decide to execute on it. And I mean, tying up the first half for them, very great showing. But I mean, I do want to point out how low they are. You know, Marbles really did save the team there by playing outside and committing to that outside play and protecting his team from a distance. Pardon me. Now, that auto shotty, particularly when you're that low, can easily find you if you're standing too close to your teammates there. But it happens. Smith not able to find any of the kills.
I think part of that was the Fierce attacker using the bomb as cover for the most part.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because he was definitely at an angle where he could use that as a cover to tank some of those shrapnel shots.
Absolutely, but also when you're that low, you just have to touch your pinky toe too. And also, we have to remember the auto shotty has a circular spread, which is different than currently the X spread that we do see on the shotguns generally. Now, that is subject to change. Gunplay 2.0. I would recommend everyone who's checking it out. The test branch was open last night for play, and then I believe is going to be open again at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Going to be open for a few hours, so I would recommend if you guys are excited about Gunplay 2.0, want to check out some new things, open up your Steam betas, do your thing, and check out the game. It was very fun to play last night. Very exciting to see how they reworked it, and I know I'm going to be checking it out as soon as I'm done here, and would highly recommend you do that too. Now, Lead King is our operation here. Again, I've played this map earlier today, this No Man's Land, becoming a reoccurring theme now on these factory maps we've begun to see. But, you know, you have your overturned forklift here, and you can get on top of it. You can get onto all the way onto shelving here. So that gives you a very dynamic piece of tile to play around as well. Servers here, kind of uncharacteristically small as well. Storage, very cramped. We don't normally see these middle sort of toxic vats. Normally these things are reserved for toxic or the sides, like we see here on the initial green entry. But going to be very interesting to see what they do. We do see the Barb coming out in office, called by both teams. Fierce trying to read Mazer here, and so far seems to have been doing a pretty decent job. Not too surprised about that. Both these teams very experienced against each other, and both these teams very experienced in general. Death here with the mop, looking for an early peek on that green door. I don't know if he's going to find it as Fierce exits the truck.
Definitely trying to get their bearings together as they make their way. It's tied 3-3. New set of maps. Let's see what they do here. And like I said earlier, it's been very evenly matched. There's not the pendulum of power keeps swinging, and we never know who has that upper hand. But let's see what they do here as they try to make their way into storage. Those silos definitely give a lot of cover to the defense.
Yeah, Addicts got tabbed early by Death, though, now at 15 health with that 135 damage from the mop.
Oh, man. And we know how those body shots work with the mop on attackers. It won't kill you if it's a body shot, but it will hurt you a lot. Well, let's see what they do here as they make their way into storage. Flashes are out. Smith with that Gruber. Omerta bringing out shots from the leg rolls. And I don't... yeah, they're pushing the servers. Power is right there if they so desire to take it. Smoke goes out on shelving. Another frag goes out. Hit the power. Lights out. And they're making their way into office. 2 barbed wires there from a Daxi. That Molly on servers is definitely going to shut that down. But now, trying to maybe look for a push onto... No, they're retrying the servers push now that the Molly is gone. Barbed wire is gone as well. Marbles with that saber, don't forget. And there's a lot of angles which the defenders can take them down from. I don't think they realize they're all there. Diagre goes down, definitely trying to make their way behind that shelving. And now Kaik takes down Mop. Star takes out Smith. And now they're stuck in that no man's land. Mace goes down. Omerta takes down a Daxi. Bodies dropping left and right. A Daxi and Omerta, the last one. Roadrunner and Omerta, the last ones remaining for Mazer. And now Stars tricking for that shot. Kaik using deception to his advantage as Stars takes out that shot on Omerta. Stars takes out Omerta. Roadrunner goes down. And Fierce is back on the board, up 4-3.
Very, very close game there. Coming down to only 15 seconds, but Fierce able to pull it out in spectacular fashion. Now, Kaiku looking for that mop. I wonder how many shots Death has. Looks like it's enough to warrant taking the mop. That's going to be horrible that's going to be horrible for Mazer. Now, ooh, that'll be rough. Saber and mop now on Fierce after only the first round of the new half. So, very unfortunate there. Death not able to land those shots, but doing his best to try and do so. So. Now, I'm going to be very curious going into these new sets of maps here. We're coming into a kill house map. How these toys are going to be utilized by Fierce. How, if they want to take that mop, if they want to take the Saber again. Because they certainly don't have to. C-Store will be very good for that. Now, this Ivory Forge here, very good. Lumberyard, bringing it back now. Lumberyard's we're seeing him a lot more on C-Star, and I'm glad to see him back. I find them a very dynamic tile and a very exciting one to play around now. Fierce here looking for a good old-fashioned straight in through a red door into lockers. Gets you the closest as possible to the bomb, but it wouldn't be Fierce if they didn't split push. Calling in for someone to go through green door to clear out this office area that they so generously circled as well. Going to be very exciting to see. Now, kitchen and club here are really the main contention. Now, I understand bomb is in kitchen, but the way the bomb faces, being diffused out that way, club is going to be pretty much the thing you need to control unless you just want to be dancing around bullets the entire time from these wall bangs. You can essentially be shot from anywhere in club into kitchen, which is going to be very scary for Fierce. Now we see Marbles and Addicts being called out on the red door. We do see Stars and Kaiku being called out for the green door, and Diagra called up on the north side backstage. And I do want to point out how serious these teams are right now. I don't see any of Dia's famous drawings, which I do love, which is unfortunate, but these teams are locked in, they're focused, and they are not ready to lose. Neither of them. I'm sure this is going to be very exciting as well. Smith with that auto shotty again, famously doing great work with it, and Mazer here bringing both KRs, one on Death, one on Roadrunner, two of their biggest frags. This is going to be exciting.
Could be a very quick play as they make their way towards lockers. We know how fast these guys work. Move so quickly with such precision. Omerta right there with that nap. Let's see what he does here. And we know that barbed wire is right there. I don't think they're going to want to contest Omerta with that barbed wire right there, but they're making their way in the lumberyard office right there. Make their way in. Diagre, that shot on the backstage. Mason that hallway with the shotgun. See what they do here. Omerta is rotating out. Making their way, approaching office. Molly goes out on lockers. I don't think he got all of it there, but they're making their way in. Trudging through that barbed wire, meeting in the middle here in office. They make their way in. Smith brings out shots through the wall. Kaiku goes to confront Omerta. Kaiku takes down Omerta. And now down two defenders here as they make their way in. Sorry, folks, I can't talk today. But now, getting their way on the hallway. Mace with that shotgun. Let's see what he does here. Marbles brings out those shots. Diagre could be cruising for a bruise in here as Mace is right there with that shotgun. Makes his way out. Could be baiting him out. Throws the flash. Nobody home. Mace makes his way back in the hallway. I don't think he realizes that Marbles is there. Diagre making his way back as well. Marbles.
Takes
down Marbles after a delay there. Takes down a Dapsy double kill. But Stars will shut down Mace as Kaiku is stuck behind that fire. Diagre looking for his way in as well. 30 seconds on the clock. Definitely running down time here. Kaiku goes down, and now Stars on objective. Caught between two defenders. He goes down. Diagre, the last line of defense, makes his way in. Takes down Auto Shotty. Def, let's see what he does here. 1v1. Goes for the defuse. Def will take this round, and it is back to tied 4-4.
Great plays there, and again, very down to the wire. Once again, these teams both being very cautious about how they play, but when the moment comes for them to be explosive, they are. I mean, just amazing. Death there, picking up a clacker. Going to be very exciting to see what they do next. Death keeping that KR, which he secured the round for his team there with. Now, Dia, a little late. I wonder what would happen if he was there a bit sooner, but wanting to clear all those angles, I don't blame him. That can be very scary, particularly when your team is trying to push in to a site that is so bottlenecked like that. You need that pressure of not knowing where the third guy is, but timing ever so delicate, and these teams tie it up again, much like they did during the DreamHack Open. But no 3-hour games here, ladies and gentlemen. But
thank God,
this game is still very exciting, and can't wait to see what happens. Fierce here looking this Hades Blood. Great name. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Dia. I just want to say for drawing a wonderful character that I'm going to give a hat there, and I'm going to leave it. But Dia loves Death today, and I don't blame him. Death has been doing work for Mazer, but sending him a love letter, hopefully trying to get some good karma. Hades Blood, fantastic operation name. Absolutely wonderful. But Fierce here looking for a wall charge from storefront into storage. And now I do want to point out why this wall choice is so important. So when you're in satellite view, you can actually see what's on the walls. So the reason they're choosing the center wall, not only is it because it gets you this great straight shot into storage, but also if we notice to the wall directly next to it, we do see those posters. And right now, with the way the game is, posters don't get destroyed when you wall charge. So you can wall charge in somewhere, and those posters, or even like items like sinks and things like that, or filing cabinets, will stay there. So you essentially can waste a charge, and it can be very frustrating trying to take fights through posters. But no one cares as we get into the round here. Mazer looking to set up a very, very strong defense once again. But really giving them storefront. You're going to have one member, Death, up in Teller, looking for that information as well. Tub time for Mason Death, and they are looking to find the kills that they did last round again.
Not a lot of coverage on storefront. We have Death in that Teller, but I don't think they're prepping for a push up the storefront as the red door gets blown off. And now Smith looking to make his way back in the bathroom. Not a lot of action so far as they ring out shots for the wall, nobody home. And now just looking for that opportunity. Like I said, every second counts as they're up there on that roof. Sorry. But now trying to make their way in. Diagre makes his move into office. Maybe not looking to contest that shed just yet. But nobody's in freezer. If they wanted to, they can go into storefront and then into Teller. But Stars right there with that, right there on that roof, still waiting for his opening there. Marvel's going up to join him. Not a lot going on so far as they make their way into freezer. Smith in that bathroom. Let's see what he does here. Shots ring out for the wall. Nobody home. Bathroom door is kicked out. And now Smith makes his way out. Gets confronted by the two attackers. Stars. Marvel takes out Smith. Sorry. And now they're looking for that wall charge. It's on there. Wall charge is out. Could be definitely the opening that the attackers needed. And Mason Death right there with those shotguns and Teller. A lot of shotguns actually. As Roadrunner goes down. Omerta, the last line of defense on the objective. They make their way in. Count between 3 defenders. Daphne goes for the refuse. For the defuse. And now Stars shooting out with Mace. Mace takes him down. Will he have the time? I don't think so.
No,
as attackers take this 9th round up 5-4.
Yeah, Fierce there. Great execution on a plan there. Almost a clean sweep for them. Stars going down at the very last second, but I mean that take of sight was masterful and very, very well executed. I mean, honestly, couldn't get much better than that. But Mazer now has the opportunity to take the game, but they have to do 3 attackers rounds in a row. Now, a daunting feat for any team, but we have to remember this is Mazer we're talking about. Mazer so strong on those attacks that I'm not sure that Fierce has what it takes on the defense side, but they've been very strong, incredibly strong, in fact, on defense, particularly against Mazer right now. I'm sure they have been VOD reviewing. They have been studying Mazer, laying in wait. The student is trying to become the master here over Mazer. Fierce looking to take these rounds. Back here on Lead King, Mazer, I'm not sure what they're going to do. Fierce here, again, calling out a fairly standard genius bar placement, in fact, here. Getting 2 for 1. You get this white door in office as well as getting the green door at the same time with the slow effect. Very smart bar placement there from Fierce coming out as well. Double barbing servers to prevent what Fierce did with that green push and simultaneous fan push. So being very careful of that power play. But Mazer looking to want to push through fan all into servers. I'm expecting a full-on, good old-fashioned Mazer 5-man push here. Looking for that power. And the reason power is so strong here is because of how open this entire dock factory area is. So it's very important for them to take that power if they want to have that edge. Again, calling out the smoke there and shelving, which already Fierce wanting someone watching that angle close on shelving going to be very, very dangerous for Mazer. And that barb could be disastrous for them. Mazer, though, not going to do anything. Now, oh, here we go. Mazer drawing out here in the southeast corner, calling I believe that's a frag for Donut Baby. Now, I don't appreciate them flirting with my babe Donut, but I'll allow it this time just because it'll be glorious. Donut, the stat master here at DPL, is legendary, I believe. Wouldn't you agree, Baja?
100%. He talks really fast.
Donut talks really fast.
Yeah, he does.
That is true.
Just applied. Looking for that opening here, and fire goes out on shelving. I don't think they got all of it, but now Def with that sniper looking for a way in. It's
Smith's going for the nade. Is
we
it going to land for Donut?
Is he going to get that spiral? Throws it. Oh, nobody home. But now they make their way in. Roadrunner rings out shots. Roadrunner takes out Stars. Nobody home. Stars goes down. And now Roadrunner makes his way in. Kait goes down as well. Datsy goes down. Datsy takes out Mazer taking bodies everywhere. Diagre, the last one remaining for defenders, takes out Mace. Caught in the fire. Takes out Omerta. Double kill. Can he bring it back for the brink? 2 attackers left. Mace takes the ground. And they are back to being tied 5-5.
Man, Death there doing work with that saber, but Omerta really opening up this round for his team. I mean, come on. Man pushed all the way to conveyors. Look how far he went. He made the 1,000-mile journey and brought his team this round, tying it up once again for Mazer as they begin looting the corpses of their enemies. Death here throwing the flare. Unfortunate that he's not going to take the lit flare back to the truck. But Smith, unfortunately, not landing that nade for Donut. But I think it's much more important that it was just the fact that it was for Donut. Probably trying to get a little bit of the old man trying to get some stat inflation, maybe. Showing favoritism to Donut. But who doesn't? We all send him bribes. We all know that. So, yeah, Baja, correct me if I'm wrong. According to Donut, you're undefeated in DPL, aren't you?
Well, I don't play the game, so I guess
technically, it's right. I mean, come on, you just gotta send Donut some donuts every once in a while, and you get a crazy win rate.
I'm not gonna adopt him.
That's true. Ivory Forge here. Fierce being very, very careful of that lockers rush, but later taking out the barb that they had marked out there. Very smart in my opinion, but being very wary of that club push, barbing out the stage in particular. Mazer here looking possibly just for a regular green door entry, marking both backstage and office. I'm not sure which one they're going to go, but they're going to, I'm sure with it being Mazer, they're going to commit to whichever one that they do end up taking now. Again, yep, looking for that, perhaps that northern side, and again, going for those wall bangs in the kitchen, which are so devastating, drawing out the firing line, that's going to be horrible. Oh, Mazer drawing us some art again. I think that's an elephant. Baja, that's an elephant, right? Yeah, that's an elephant.
Yeah, that's an elephant. It's got the trunk, the big ears. That's an elephant.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. See, look, I just want to be sure. Now, again, I'm gonna give him a hat.
I'll give him a little. I'll give him a bow as well.
Yeah, give him a bow, and he's gonna be a gentleman elephant, so we're gonna give him a monocle as well.
Hell yeah, bro.
There we go. Now,
maybe
again,
maybe give him a blunt in the trunk there.
I'm not so sure about that, but I like it. But certainly a gentleman elephant as Mazer here goes out, going into Lumberyard, going to be very dangerous for them. Stars there with the auto shotty, going to be very, very dangerous. Again, dropping the auto shotty, hiding that magazine behind bars, so that way if he does fall, not going to be too problematic for his team.
Mazer making their way into backstage. Diagre there with that AK. Look at the confront Mazer if he has the opportunity.
Yeah,
but he's right on top of him. Yep, got that angle. But now he approaches, throws out shots, tags Mason Roadrunner a little bit. Mace makes his way in. Diagre, Datsy ran out shots for the wall. Diagre with the confront Mason Roadrunner. Makes his way third door in the hallway. trading kills here as Adaxi gets the wall bang. Omerta takes down Stars. Omerta takes down Daxi too, double kill. And now Marbles, the last line of defense for objective as they make their
door
way
charge
in.
on the green door, amazing. Taking out that reactive bard from Marbles. Great call there. Death getting the kill on Marbles. Oh my god.
And now trying to look for that opening once that Molotov goes away. Kaiku trade, and now there's 3. What? There's a trade.
Great round from Mazer there. Fantastic. Winning it in spectacular style. I mean, again, expecting that from Fierce. There was no barb on that door, but they anticipated it. Even though Marbles threw it down reactively. I mean, amazing call there, and brilliant use of the charges, really, from Mazer. I mean, come on. Doesn't get much better than that. They don't have to worry about opening, closing the door. If the nades hits, they blow a green door. Talk about game knowledge. Great call there from Mazer.
I was not anticipating that green door charge. That was impressive.
Most don't. So, but again, Omerta finding that hidden drum magazine for the auto shotty, taking the auto shotty into the next map is going to be devastating against Fierce as they try to secure the win here and prove that they really do belong in the DreamHack Open Finals, which we will actually see played out tomorrow. But this is the rematch of the semifinals match, and Mazer wanting to prove that they won it all along.
And it's all in favor of that elephant that Mazer drew. That is the blessing. That is the good luck charm. And let's see what they do here as we approach the C-Store. Last round of game 1. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, Mazer here showing out very, very strong. They don't have a door charge, but they still have that wall charge. And now, in addition to that, they have the auto shotty. And that, on this particular map, going to be rough. Mazer here possibly looking for that wall charge in, but again, Fierce being careful with that barb. We have to remember, wall charges blow 3 back, having to be very careful with that barb. I'm assuming they're going to want to barb that reactively rather than doing it preemptive to ensure that the barb does not get blown up. As we see, really playing towards that arcade storage side as the bomb does defuse towards arcade. So wanting to really focus on that arcade hold. And I mean, who wouldn't want to be in this arcade? You have a quadruple DDR machine right here. So that way you can face off in real time and then watch another 2 people face off. Almost enough machines for the entire teams to solve their differences with Dance, but not going to happen today. Mazer wanting this win, not going to give Fierce the luxury of a comeback through Dance, but Fierce here definitely going to put up a very staunch defense. As we see, one member of Fierce here in tower for that early information grab. Adaxi with the tub in storage, placing that barb as well. Now, we do see a barb possibly coming out a little early. Barb on Marble is going to probably play that reactively with that knack, and Kaiku both having mollies ready to go as Mazer gets up onto the roof here.
Roadrunner with that auto shotty on the roof could drop down and cause a lot of harm, as they're definitely going for that push on the roof. Let's see what they do here. Everybody in place. I think they're anticipating the wall charge in storefront as Diagre and Stars right there to capitalize if they drop down. As they drop down, making their way in. Cleared out Teller. Let's see if they can clear out bathroom. They realize Diagre is there. Shots are exchanged. Nobody home. Diagre goes down. Wall charge is out, and now they're looking for that way into storage. Def with that sniper. If they blow open that door, and now it is a matter of who can capitalize.
Kaiku goes down to the nade by Smith.
Grenade goes down, takes down Kaiku, and now they're looking for that opening, looking for every opportunity possible as they make their way into storage. Marvel's in there, gets flashed to hell and back, and now Adaxi makes his way in, gets caught, takes down Mace on the way out. Stars takes down Roadrunner, and now Omerta. There is 3 on objective. Smoke goes out. Not a lot they could do here. Will they pull it off? Stars looking for every opportunity he can get. I don't think he's gonna get it as he makes his way in. Runs in, takes down Omerta. This is the last line of defense.
That's
Smith goes down. And Mazer will take this first game 7-5.
Man, great game there from Mazer, and great round. I mean, pushing through that bar, being decisive with their pushes, giving Fierce absolutely not an inch. It looked a little rough there for a bit, but I think that just speaks to Fierce's very strong competitive nature of them. 7-5, a long game, but Mazer wins the first one, and they are looking to continue their win streak here with a double win over Fierce is what they want.
And what we're after is that what Fierce has to do now is just up the ante on that defense, because that's their weak point. They're so solid on offense, but when the sides switch, Omer just gets that upper hand and they can't recover. So
I almost disagree that we've seen Fierce be very strong on defense. They have done very well. Now, I do want to speak really quick about the stats that, again, Mr. Donut just sent me. Now, right now, Roadrunner coming in with the most kills, 12 and 9. And honestly, really well done. Death coming in a close second with 11 and 8 kills, but I want to shout out Smith here with the highest survival percentage on his team of 0.42. So he's surviving a lot of those rounds. He survived 5 out of those 12 rounds, and that's what counts. That's what really makes this game so close. These teams are performing very well.
And we thank you guys for tuning in to this first game. But don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with more high action-packed DPL competition. We're back, zombie.
All right. Well, now we are back into game 2 now of Fierce versus Mazer. What did you think of that first game, Baha?
I thought it was incredible. You know, constantly, you never knew who had the upper hand. The unpredictability of both these teams, very skilled. Not a lot to really determine who's going to win. But let's see who does here.
Absolutely. I think just given off of what we saw, I mean, Mazer, strong performance, but Fierce, no slouches either. Very close game, going 7-5. So this is interesting. So as we get into our first map here, which looks like it will be a C-store, can't wait to see what happens for Fierce here. Fierce in a precarious position, though, starting on that attack. They need to secure these 3 rounds. They want these 3 rounds because Mazer has been traditionally very scary on that attack. So, going to be dangerous here. Broken Saber. Fortunately, the Saber's not broken, but a very interesting storefront here. So I do want to point out the fact that there is a red door directly into Tellers, which Mazer is very worried about. However, looks like Fierce is going for the much more old-fashioned wall charge in, securing arcade control, because Bomb here sitting in freezer and also sitting in such a way that it is very, very protected. You defuse from the northwest corner, and that almost gives you near perfect protection and forces everyone to push onto site here. Mazer looking for a stronghold, most likely of the northeast side. Diagre here coming out with the amazing twin drawing here on the east side of the map. Gotta love it. Good to see it. Diagre here looking to draw power from the drawing and bring his team victory. And I am excited to see what is going to happen here today. Now, actually, Mace actually accidentally or on purpose spawning outside in shed. Very interesting. Now, that's actually a thing in the game where looks like he did that on purpose to grab those lights early to prevent that early teller push. Very interesting decision making, but very smart, in my opinion, here from Mazer, and doing it just in time to where Fierce was probably out of the truck already. So I'm going to throw it back to you, Baha, as Fierce here is setting up the charge as it goes off.
Absolutely, wall charge goes out, and they're making their way in. Not a lot of people to contest as Omerta is right there. They made their way in. They don't realize Omerta is there. Omerta's standing right there. Dafty realizes he takes down Omerta. Def gets a double kill in arcade. Def can be looking for the triple kill on Diagre. Diagre shuts it down. Mace looks for the shots of the Diagre. It is chaos to kick off the second game. Smith kills himself with the Molotov. Roadrunner takes down a Daxi. Roadrunner looking for the pick. Diagre takes him down as well. One left for Mace as he's on that storefront. What a round to start off this first game. Dear Lord.
Yeah, Mace here with the Legros looking to do work. Can do it. Diagre very low, picking up the tub and the nade off of his dead teammate there, and Stars being very careful, peeking that storefront very slowly.
Trying to look for the slightest bit of daylight to line up that perfect shot to make his way in. But Mace definitely has a lot of decisions to make. Will he go to freezer? Will he stay on storefront? Depends on where Stars goes. The frag goes out, they make their way on the freezer. Stars makes his way in as well. Brings out shots on the Mace. Not going to be effective as they make their way into storefront. Takes down Diagre. Stars takes him on both, but Stars takes him down. And Fierce will take this first round.
Stars there being very cautious. Unfortunately, Mace not finding too many of those Lego shots as Stars pushed in. Able to find Dia, but not able to find Stars. And Fierce here taking that first round. But Mazer not too worried. They took that round very conservatively, playing with the power off, taking 2 Legroses. Not really too concerned. Smith there, unfortunately, I believe was flashed and was actually confused as to where he was, running back into his own molly. So that's the best that I believe happened.
And what a round to start off. Just so much going on. You had Smith killing himself in the corner. You had the double kill in arcade, which was immediately shut down by attackers. His body's dropping everywhere. Fire, death. This is what the DPL is all about.
Absolutely. Great game as we saw from last game. Now, here. Daedalus Hermit, a map that we have become familiar with. Now, Daya giving us a drawing in the south. I'll come back to you in a second. But first, I need to talk about this courtyard. This courtyard is devastating. Not only because it allows you to hold both sides of the map from one, but if you do choose to utilize it, it can be dangerous for both sides. Now, Fierce here looking to most likely do something that we see a lot of teams do here, which is simply a green take. They just do green here. And looking green and lockers, people tend to like that because it's an easier bottleneck, in my opinion, from what we've seen, to go through this club and take the cover that is bar rather than to push up through the very, very long bottleneck that is backstage. Now, Daya's drawings, I got to revisit. We have a very happy man who, of course, needs a hat.
He's doing cannonball.
Absolutely that, but I also think he's just sitting with his buddy over here in the corner. Got rid of his head. Not too sure why. I guess Adaxi wants him to pay attention to the game here, but he's been doing very well for the team, and they're drawing that power from the drawings, pun intended, as Mazer here looking to win this round, taking KRs and I believe an auto shotty. So we do see death with the KR, which we know is devastating for Fierce here. You're going to be very scared of that. And Smith, again, taking the auto shotty, who's been doing work, hiding his magazine here in Brickhouse by dropping the weapon and picking it back up again. Fierce don't know what they're getting into with the 3-2 split as they try to take office and reception at the same time.
Definitely looking for that push into office as the door charge goes out. Smith retreating. He has that auto shotty. And definitely looking for as many openings as they can get, but I think that's just a distraction for the push into reception. They have that barbed wire right there. I don't think that's where they plan to go, but they're making their way into reception. Omerta with that shotgun. A lot of powers at play here. Approaching the green door, Omerta, could he get a wall bang? Shots ring out for the wall, tags Omerta a little bit, but not enough to hinder his position. Definitely a lot of opportunities here as Adaxi approaches Smith, takes down auto shotty. They're looking to grab the auto shotty, he does, and now things have shifted in favor of Fierce as they make their way into office or through that courtyard. Mace right there with those shots through the window is gonna shut that down right away. But Omerta right there with that shotgun in case they push into lockers. And what is Diagre gonna do? He throws the flash, makes his way in. Omerta caught between two attackers, he goes down, and now Kaiku and Diagre taking control of lockers as Marbles makes his way down that long hallway with that angle on a Roadrunner, takes down Roadrunner, shopping out for the wall, tags Death a little bit, and now Kaiku gets cut off by that Molotov. Marbles goes down by Death, and now Mace right there with that leg off to take. They try to push into office. Nazi goes down. Stars. I'm not sure he's gonna do much there. Kaiku goes down. Diagre and Stars the last line of defense, and now let's see what they do here. Death and Mace, they got the high ground. Let's see if they utilize it. Flash shows out, they make their way in. Diagre brings out shots on the Mace. They're bottlenecked over there. What are they gonna do? They take down Diagre and Stars with that saber.
Oh!
And it does shot for the wall?
Yeah, super shorty through the wall, taking out Stars. Great looking round for Fierce, but Mazer, Death and Mace holding it down. Two amazing players and single-handedly taking on Fierce there.
When Diagre came in, I actually thought he was going to take down Death and Mace if they were bottlenecked in that corner. But they managed to combine their firepower to take down Diagre. Good thinking by Death and Mace.
Yeah, great calls there, and more importantly, landing those very, very critical shots. So, just gotta say, man, Mazer, very scary team on either side of the game, attack or defense here. So here, what we get into now is our factory map. Mazer, again, looking for that win, feeling very confident about themselves, coming out of that game 7-5 and wanting to make this game shorter. So, King Rush, factory map I have not seen before, actually. This very open green door storage in this U shape is new to me. However, besides that, pretty normal factory. We have the office and we have the No Man's Land, which has been, if I remember correctly, Axiom has been making a lot of the factory maps lately, and has, in a lot of the new maps, No Man's Land has been the play, has been the one that they want. Fierce here looking for probably a green door fan push as well, calling out a member of Mazer to be in storage, peeking the window and the green door. Very smart, given the fact that Death tends to like to take the mop and peek those angles very aggressively. We do see possibly a flash or a nade being called out from Fierce through the window, which are hard to land, but once you get it, and if you do, is very, very satisfying. So Fierce here, not too sure what they want to do, it seems. Smoking out, looking mainly to want to take shelving. It looks like shelving and storage as well, possibly with a distraction in office as they go by. Fierce here calling out a member of Mazer that is going to be in the trucks, which is true, but it will be very important as it looks like that member they're calling out will be watching shelving and not fan. Very, very important. We don't see the aggressive early peak. At least not one that is called for yet. Death with that mop that he is so good with, and Roadrunner taking the saber as Fierce gets into the round.
Off of a bang here as they light off that door charger in office. I don't think they're going to take that route though, because Smith is right there with that Gruber. But let's see how they approach the situation. They got that green door right there, the angle onto storage behind that silo. Nobody's in there. If they wanted to take that, they could. But Def, I think he realizes what's going on. Could be looking for a cheeky hit here. Def looking for that opportunity. Cold as ice with that mop. Let's see what he does here. Kick that door open, and they are in for a nasty surprise. Right off that shot, nobody home. Hits Kaiku a little bit, down to 15. Shots ring out for the Wild Tats Omerta a little bit, and we have two members of Fierce who are on their their last leg as they push on the tops at that bridge right there, guarding that power. Marvel's shot in the fire, he goes down, and chaos here. Kaiku takes the mop. Takes the Molotov and lights it off on that doorway. And now Diagri looking for his way in. And Daxi brings up shots on the Def. Stars goes down as well. Offense proves to be a death trap. As they trade Mason Diagra, there are two left for Fierce. Let's see what they do here.
Daxi, the only full health attacker here. Kaiku with 15. Very scary position to be in.
Daxi has to put in the elbow grease here and make a decision. Will he approach that office? Smith right there with that shot. Brings out shots for the wall. May have tagged Smith a little bit, but definitely the numbers advantage going to Mazer as they hit that power finally. And now Daxi looking for that opportunity. That wall right there, could he do something about that? Omerta in no man's land, waiting for that push. Def eager to take that shot on the storage. 30 seconds on the clock. They got to make it move here as they make their way in. Shots ring out for the wall tax. Smith a decent amount. And now Smith getting impatient here as he waits for that push. Daxi makes his way in. Takes out Smith. Omerta takes down Taiku, and now Daxi looking for that opening.
Oh,
Daxi takes down. Oh, that mob shot takes down a Daxi, and Omerta Mazer is up 2.
Team Omerta, right?
Yeah.
So,
retarded.
No. It's great. Omerta, definitely the heart and soul of Mazer, in my opinion. Love it. He's a great guy. Definitely check out your stream if you have time. When he does stream, very exciting in my opinion. But, I mean, great stuff here. Mazer, brutal. Am I right?
Absolutely. Don't forget, Omerta, number 1 ranked in the world. Daxi, number 3 ranked in the world, if I remember correctly.
I don't think Omerta is rank 1 anymore. I think there might be someone who's above him. I'm not entirely sure, but Omerta, definitely the longest running rank 1 in the world right now on the standings. But Omerta, amazing player either way, and definitely showing it here. So now Mazer's on the attack where they want to be. They have 1 round up over Fierce and looking to make this a 5-1. Now, again, Mazer's looking to utilize that very unique teller we have with this red door. Now, I do want to say from playing this map, little cheeky thing I do like to do is because actually this bathroom door opens out this way. So it'll sound strange, but that door charge, you can just open up this bathroom door and it blocks most of their line of sight into tellers, so you can actually give yourself a little more obstruction to play around and give yourself just a little more of a slight advantage. So as well, we do have in this storage area here an ability to, if you want to dumpster hop a little bit, get up on that dumpster and shoot into storage, which is your green entry, clearing out this back end for your teammates who are going to push in. Very, very innovative map as well. Mazer here, pardon me, also wanting to clear out the back of towers where people do love to hide. Now, Fierce expecting the red door in arcade, not the right call currently, which is unfortunate for them, but again, probably going to see Allegros come out here into office just for that pen power, and that is what we see. Diagre with Allegros looking to get those wall bangs on the bomb, which are already drawn out for him. And I mean, this will be scary. Adaxi again with Allegros in bathroom. Very careful of that red door with the early molly, but will that be enough as Mazer gets into the round?
Omerta, the Triple H of DPL, but let's see if the reign of terror continues as they make their way towards Teller. Daxi stationed right there with that molly and that shotgun, and Teller Stars looking at the pitch as well. Definitely bottlenecked up as the wall charge goes off. Daxi makes his way in, throws that molly. Mace slips through. Stars looking for that shot through the little peephole there. But now Smith makes his way in as well. Daxi brings out shots on there. Trading fire. Daxi takes out Smith. Roadrunner makes his way in as well. Death goes down. Daxi goes down as well. Bodies dropping everywhere. Let's see what happens here. Stars retreating back towards arcade. Roadrunner makes his way in. Roadrunner takes out Stars. And now just a lot going on here as people are trying to gather their bearings and make their way in. Roadrunner is on the objective. What is happening? Diagre looking for shots through the wall. Tags Roadrunner a little bit. Will he get the defuse? Time's ticking. Will he make it in? Marvels makes his way in. Takes down Roadrunner. Omerta makes his way in as well. Mace takes down Marvels. The defuse will finish it off, and he does. Omerta sneaking in the defuse, and they will take this fourth round.
Actually, that was Roadrunner making the call for that last defuse. Omerta making it out with his life and his trusty shotgun by his side. But I mean, great call there. The Legos actually not penning there. So, unfortunate call. The freezer wall just too thick for that Legros. So,
And
very ingenuitive play there called from Fierce, but the Legros not able to pen that freezer wall.
And that moment of realization, that oh shit sort of feeling where you realize that they're on that bomb and they're defusing, it's just brilliant play by Omerta, just capitalizing on the lack of control over that freezer bomb.
Absolutely. Roadrunner actually the one capitalizing on that play. Omerta chilling out front, letting his teammates do the work, but not to say Omerta does not do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Absolutely.
So now, again, Mazer here wanting to make this 1-4. They have the wall charge here, which is going to be scary. Calling out a red door lockers probably. But actually might be what we see here is either a double take or perhaps what we saw Momentum do last, which if we remember that Momentum game on this map, they actually took the wall charge and dropped Clacker wall charge outside here. So that way, if they died in reception, they weren't giving over a Clacker and a wall charge to the defenders. So Fierce here going to be in a very, very scary position. Very, very unfortunate for them. Looking as Mazer looks for this shower onto site, actually, but I'm not sure what will happen. Going to be very, very close round. Saber and wall charge coming out from Mazer here, so that's what I'm expecting. Possibly going to drop it up there. I might as well just go straight through reception into lockers and get those angles on the bomb. Fierce looking for that, expecting that, but rather expecting them not to bring the wall charge here. It doesn't look like at least nothing is drawn out for that. Going to be very, very, very scary for Fierce here, as we see. Definitely playing towards that southern side of the map a lot more. Placing their barb a lot further down in this backstage than we saw was coming out from Mazer previously, but they're also playing this close. Adaxi with the attacker's shotgun with that extra round, but slower movement speed, and Stars with the KR hoping to do some work.
Definitely, as they got that Saber, and they're making their way into reception. Not a lot of coverage towards blockers, so they can easily make their way in and clear that. Or if they want to do the courtyard play, they definitely can, but those shots through the window by Diagra, smoke goes out on courtyard. A1 smokes by Mace as he's still in the truck. But now they're making their way in. Could be looking for that. Looking for the slightest opening they can to make their way in. Kicks open that door for Mace. Good decision making as the wall charge goes out up Crumb. Molly goes out. That'll shut that down. Omerta gets tagged a lot, but he slips through. And Acti goes down. And now Omerta Omerta hanging on by a thread as Kaiku goes down. Marbles goes down as well. Diagra takes out Omerta. Bodies dropping everywhere, but they make their way in. Mace approaches. Mace's death takes out Stars. And Diagra goes down as well. And Mazer is up 4-1.
Absolutely great stuff there from Mazer. I'm hoping they're going to grab the clacker unless they have both of them. Now, actually, this Molly on stage here really quick, just to talk about that and how that works. As we noticed, it doesn't quite see like you can see it. And that's because of the way the raid stage works is the fire actually doesn't necessarily appear on the stage, but rather, even though it's under you, it's cooking you a little bit, so you do take damage. Something to watch out for in your casual games. Or ranked, if you guys so wish to venture out there.
I don't think anyone willingly plays ranked. It's just sort of a get thrown into it sort of thing.
I love playing ranked. I would disagree. I think 10-mans are probably my favorite part of this game right now. I love playing ranked. I would encourage you guys, if you're going to get a challenge, but if you want a challenge, ranked is the place to go. A lot of the DPL players, we tend to do 10-mans or even ranked occasionally, but with the private matchmaking system, we are not necessarily in ranked all the time, but I would recommend to all of our new players to check it out. Once you feel confident, I would recommend probably at least 50 games before venturing out there. But if you want to push yourself, that's the place to go. Mazer here, 1-4. Looking for that 1-5 and looking to end this game quick. Last one went on a little too long for their taste. They've used a wall charge. They have a door charge. Where will they decide to go? Circling out office, probably going for an aggressive take. Taking that huge amount of upper ground real estate there, possibly even wanting to go into power maybe. Also circling out a green door as well, looking for that power, I'm sure, looking because wanting at least one of their members possibly to go fan and hop down. So Fierce here, calling out a barb in storage there might not do much for them. However, the toxic barb will probably do more work as well as that office one. Fierce here, very, very cautious of things being thrown through the windows. I do want to shout out Inked Geek from Team Hypa, was the first one to do that. Hypa, unfortunately, having recently disbanded. Inked Geek was a pioneer of throwing things through the window and certainly a master at it. So Mazer here, not quite looking to utilize that sort of skill set right now, but Fierce being very scared of it, as Mazer has seemed to pick that up. Mazer actually now looking not to touch office or toxic, but rather going for storage fan push, securing that western side of the map and pushing Fierce back to the east and wanting to ultimately just take these gunfights that they are very confident they can win. And I don't blame them. If I was Mazer, I would be confident in my aiming abilities too. As they hop out of the truck here, we do see Death on that Saber. Going to be very excited to see what's in store.
Looking for that push on the green door. Marvel's right there with that mop, going for the same thing that Mazer went for before with that shot through the door when they kick it. But I think they're anticipating that because they got that push. Well, let's see here.
Marvel's Death.
Marbles drops Death like a freight train to the brain. That mop shot. And now they're making their way in. Roadrunner with that AR, definitely being the first one to take it. But Mace picks up that sniper, smoke perfectly placed, blocking off Diagra as he makes his way in. Roadrunner could be looking to contest that, but not just yet. As they make their way towards that fan, shelving a lot of contention over there behind that shelf. See how they approach this. Flashes go out. And now Roadrunner could be looking for a peek. Omerta peeks, tags some of the defenders a little bit, makes their way in, shots ringing out. Defenders caught in a monsoon of 9mm as Diagra takes out Mace. Smith looking to contest. Smith takes out Diagra. And while that was happening, Roadrunner went down as well. And now Smith looking for that opening. Smith shoots down on Stars, nobody home. Everybody just taking their time looking for that opening. Not a lot of action just yet. But remember, Stars stationed it right in that truck with that Legros. See what they do here. Molly take down. Omerta goes down. Smith, the last one remaining as he makes his way in. Frag goes out. Stars gets out of the way. Smith raining those shots on Stars. Definitely trying to focus down Stars because he is the X factor in all this. Right in that truck. You wouldn't expect somebody to be there. 30 seconds on the clock. Got to make a move here. Smith takes himself down. And this set will go to Fierce.
The round goes to Fierce. The set goes to Mazer. Smith there just taking himself out, getting him into the next game quickly. Not confident in his ability to 1v3 there, and I don't blame him. Stars, Kaiku, and Daxi are definitely forces to be reckoned with. Rather, getting his team in the next round sooner and keeping up the momentum that they do have. So, Mazer here still looking for that 3-round sweep now, looking to 7-2 Fierce here, and definitely having the ability to do so. I mean, talk about decision making, grabbing that money, saying, you know what, I can't win this. Let's get into the next round sooner. Let's not waste time. Because at that point, you're not saving economy. It doesn't matter. So, very, very interesting call to see out from Mazer. So now we're on our new C-Store map, Dark Shark. Now, this map in particular is interesting because we've seen it around a bit. It's one of those maps that really most people wall charge in through Storefront on just because of the Storefront bomb. That looks like what Mazer is drawing out here. And as well, now Mazer, again, making the perfect call, knowing this shelving unit back here is very dangerous. Very dangerous because while the pillars you cannot be shot through, but these displays you can be shot through. So we do see the caution there from Mazer on that. Looks like they're taking the saber here, wanting to counteract that. Death with that saber, I believe, going to be looking for Fierce members hiding behind here and shooting through their cover, making it null and void. Smoke on Freezer, hopefully. Very, very aggressive take here coming out from Mazer, and I expect it to be just as exciting as it seems. Now, Fierce, on the other hand, having to play this bomb rather conservatively. This is where I'm expecting to see Allegros in office because now, unlike Freezer Wall, which couldn't be penned with Allegros, this office wall we know can be penned with Allegros. Granted, the damage is going to be greatly reduced, but this is where we first saw Team Flogel demonstrate how amazing that spot is. So, Fierce here, very, very tentative as Mazer gets out of the truck. Setting up the wall charge, it looks like. Blowing it in. Death looking for the shot on marbles, not able to find it. Very, very slow start here. Mace going in from behind, hoping to help his team clear out that freezer. Marbles playing with the bulletproof door of Teller open. Fast take now. Omerta and Roadrunner in. Kaiku waiting in bathroom. Omerta takes out Stars. Smith taking bathroom. Kaiku still waiting in the smoke. Lying in wait. Roadrunner and Smith in bathroom. They see Kaiku. Kaiku not able to find the kill. Death.
No,
facing
they're
out
making
with
their
Marble.
way in. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off. But now they're making their way in. Omerta has wiped out most of the defenders. Marvel's the last one remaining. Death takes him down. And this round will go to Omerta. Omerta back on top. Mazer, damn it.
Yeah, clean sweep there for Mazer. 5-man sweep. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They took it. Not giving Fierce an inch. Taking this round to 2-5. Taking it home and ready to take home even more. I mean, such an aggressive take there from Omerta and Roadrunner being the first in. Mace geniusly going in through the north, taking out Adaxi and trying to clear out this freezer. I mean, just great. Kaiku, unfortunately, hiding in that smoke, great, but allowed 2 members of Mazer there to pass. And a Mazer just too aggressive for Kaiku to really capitalize on, unfortunately. Now, that was an exciting round. Getting in here to our next round, what are you expecting, Paha?
I'm expecting Mazer to pull out a win here. You know, they've been very dominant so far. Unfortunately, I was not able to call that last game. But now we're back on Kill House. This map, this Fault map, we haven't seen one of these before.
Now, actually, we have Supreme Minotaur, one of the ones from the recent map update, which has been very fun in my opinion. Now, of course, we do have Courtyard here. This reception, very big. Interestingly enough, we haven't seen a reception button before, at least not in a while, and not one that I can remember. Although, very, very ratty corners here behind the vending machine. I remember I was playing this against Satrams at a 10-man, and on when we were testing the new weapon update, Weapons 2.0, which again I encourage everyone to check out. Those servers open up at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So I would highly recommend you guys check that out. Satram's hiding behind here, almost taking me out, but I was too good for Satram's, unfortunately for him. Which, I'll be honest, normally doesn't happen. Normally I die to Satram's a lot, because I am not as good as him. But, again, here, looking for that very, very aggressive play here. Mazer wanting to go into that red door club, take control of site very, very aggressively. Going to probably push through that barb there, as Fierce sets up a double man watch there for this. One in backstage, one by the vault. I don't think it's going to be enough, as Mazer looking to actually push through office to button rather than reception to button. So going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Mazer definitely going aggressive. And again, I believe we're going to see Death with that saber doing work as he always has as well. Mace actually, I believe, bringing a Gruber this round. That's interesting. Gruber, a great gun, great recoil, and really, honestly, one of the favorite guns of people in the game right now, I think. It's just a great time. Roadrunner and Mace going up north to reception as Omerta places the charge.
Absolutely. And definitely waiting for the perfect moment to strike as that wall charge goes off, the barbed wire was placed. See how they handle this. Omerta with that shotgun, Def lying in wait with that sniper. They hit the door. Let's see what they do here. I think Daxi realizes what's coming and has that angle on club, but now they have to think smart here. How should they approach this? There's so many angles in which they can hit them from.
Ooh, Kaiku getting taken out by Death.
Definitely throwing a wrench at the plan here as Molly goes out to block that entryway, but now Flash goes out there making their way in. Daxi right there with that leg draw, sneaks past the Molotov, doesn't see that Daxi is right there. Daxi gets caught, gets taken down. Mace makes his way on the vault. Smith goes down as well. Stars caught with nowhere to go. Omerta gets tagged by Marbles. Marbles goes down. Mace on the bomb. Let's see what he does here. Stars is down. Gon's screwed out. Diagra, the last one remaining for Fierce. Will this be it? As they take the shot at defusing the bomb, Molly goes out. I think that might have been his death wish as Diagra goes down. And Mazer will take this round one more, and they have won this game.
Yeah, they've at very least secured the tie. Mace picking up that saber. That Death is doing so much work with finding a double kill, but Roadrunner with the triple. I mean, come on, you can't argue with that kind of skill right there. I mean, unfortunately, just being too good right now for Fierce and looking to end it on this next round. Just pure aggression. I mean, and again, now Mazer coming out with their own drawing of a little stickman in the Diagra style. Flexing on them just a little bit. I'm going to give him a ridiculously big hat as we get into the next round in 5 seconds. But man, Mazer here, this is a dominant performance.
Absolutely. We came into this with such an even first game, and then they come in the second round. They just come out swinging, just taking dubs left and right.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see what they do here. They could easily take this. Let's see what they do here.
I do want to remind everyone, though, of the DreamHack Open semifinals with these two teams. Mazer going 7-0. Fierce going then 7-2. And then tie, and then Mazer eventually winning it. I mean, these teams are very evenly matched. And these maps right now and the tempo of the game is just all in favor of Mazer right now. I mean, come on. You can't argue with this. Mazer looking to take this win. Very interesting. Frozen Forge. Our factory map here today, as interestingly enough, I do want to point out this white door up here actually onto that shelving, which you get access to through storage. I believe that is actually looks like a wall charge that was actually blown out, which is something we're beginning to see more and more. A very exciting piece of flavor tile, in my opinion. What do you think about that, Baha?
What was the question?
Well, it's a pre-done wall charge actually up here in white. So the pre-done wall charge adds a lot of flavor to the map, in my opinion. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
So
you have that access to that highway, and let's see how they utilize it. Because fans right there, if they wanted to provide, if there's a sniper up there, they could easily get an angle onto the people who are on the highway and just start picking them off one by one.
Absolutely, and that highway I think is going to be a huge piece of contention as It looks like Mazer wanting to go for office, possibly a power play, but I doubt it. Really looking to secure storage for them as they push into office, take these long angles onto this lower dock area and fight the team back, pinching whoever is so unlucky to be in storage. Marbles with the mop here, looking for some early kills that he's been able to find earlier. And interestingly enough, Kaiku taking the auto shot here, 2 drums, hoping to do work with it. Going to be interesting to see how it comes out. Adaxi and Stars with the Legros and Diagra with the Ingmar going to be very, very dangerous. Death here again taking that saber, which he has been devastating with as Omerta and Mace make their way to the red door in office.
Marbles with that mop, with one headshot could delete attackers like Robin Hood from the phones of stock traders. But let's see if Fierce can hold the line ahead of this final round. As makes his way in, Roadrunner goes down. Quick pick by Diagra as he makes his way back onto the highway, and he's gonna ride it all night long. This fight's so loud. And now here we go, making their way into Toxic. Stars can be approached by Omerta. Stars goes down, Mace goes down. Stars exchanging shots with Omerta. What's going to happen here? Death goes down. Bodies dropping everywhere. They make their way back in. Are they going to hit the power? I don't think so. They have that advantage. And now let's see what happens here. Stars goes down by Omerta. And now it is a 2v2. Fierce and Marbles and Adaxi. Flare goes out. That could throw a wrench into a lot of things as they make their way in.
Marbles picks up that auto shotty.
Stuck out in nowhere's land. Marbles goes down. Daxi, the last line of defense. Will he be able to pull it off here? He's got that leg off. He's got that long range. Will he be able to do anything? No man's land. That corner, that small part of the map, it's all bottled up. If he could get that perfect wall bang, could he pull it off here? Spick to be covering it though. Throws the molly on the exit. What is it gonna be? Daxi, not a lot of time as they're defusing that bomb. Will he make the move? Omerta, think he realizes that Daxi is there as he brings out those shots. Smith can be looking his way in. What is he going to do as he throws out those shots? What? I don't know what that is.
And it's gone.
If there was any doubt, Mazer proving that they're the best in biz as they take this game ahead of the DreamHack Finals.
Yeah. So 2-7. I mean, Mazer there crushing Fierce with that 7-2. Very unfortunate. Coming out of a very close game, we remember. So, I mean, just very, very unfortunate for Fierce here. Not happy with that result after taking it so hard. But 7-2 for Mazer, you got to be happy for them. They did their best. And, I mean, it was just too much for Fierce in that second game. And I do want to shout out now, we'll be sending it to our next match with the Shoveler and Red Kamazar, who are both great casters. Really high. Recommend you check that out. They'll be casting over our Flogel versus Momentum game, the EU showdown of DPL here. And Momentum, being a very strong team, actually going to go up against Mazer tomorrow in the DreamHack final, which had to be delayed to tomorrow. So that's happening. Then Slaughterhouse versus SPG will be happening. Another great game. I highly encourage you guys to check it out. And again, if you have time today, keep the Flogel versus Momentum stream on. Check out Weapons 2.0 on the test branch if you can. It'll be open. It's been open and up for about an hour and a half, I believe. But, I mean, now I just need to swing it back to the stats. Roadrunner, overall KD of 22 and 14. And Death, an overall KD of 20 and 13. I mean, these guys are just doing so much work. Really, I mean, proving their worth to their team there. And doing just nasty, nasty things to Fierce and not giving Fierce an inch.
And we thank you all for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We got another game coming up for you soon. From me and my good friend Zombie Bacon, goodbye and good night. We'll see you next time.